Very good morning. Hello, greeting to all. This is Professor Dr. Satish Polshettiwar from MIT World Peace University School of Pharmacy, Pune, India. Today, I'm going to discuss with very important topic from your immune system, that is humoral immunity and cellular immunity. Probably, I'm going to give more details about a difference, how we can differentiate these both the type of immunity. Let us begin with this topic. What I'm going to cover in this particular topic, learning objective. So I'm going to talk on the difference between humoral immunity and cellular immunity. Let us discuss about that. Then probably I'll be taking on the mechanism and working principle, how this particular both the systems is going to work, and what is the function behind this both the immunity. Then probably we'll have some case studies. So what is humoral and cellular immunity? As we discussed in immunity, when the non-specific mechanism fail, the body initiate other specific line defense systems. We all know we have the three line of defense system. The one is first line defense system. We have that barrier where means whenever the pathogens are going to attack on our body systems, so it has to cross with that barrier. It could be the skin, it could be your mucous membrane, it could be your gastric mucosa. So these are the, we can say, first line defense mechanism. So then we have the second line defense mechanism, that is non-specific defense mechanism, like fever, inflammation, phagocytosis process, cytokines, interferons, all comes under the second line defense systems. Once the body, the non-specific mechanism fail, the body initiate the other specific line defense system that probably today we are going to discuss. That is we call as nothing but the humoral and cellular immunity, which is very specific. It will recognize that antigen specifically and specifically produce the desired antibody, and that will going to be eliminated through these systems. This specific immunity response enable the body to target particular pathogen and pathogenic infected cell for destruction. It depends on specialized WBC we have, that is we call as lymphocytes, found in high concentration in lymph node, spleen, at the sites where they are manufactured and processed in bone marrow and thymus, that we all know, that is T cell and beta cell. We'll probably discuss with this also. So let's talk about this humoral and cellular immunity. So now consider we see that whenever the pathogens attack on our the host, yeah, any host system, we can say it has to encounter with our immune systems. So that immune system is going to launch. We launch the immune system. Our system will launch our immune, we can say, immune response. So probably that response could be, we can say, it could be either by producing antibody. We all of you know, making the antibody, the one way where body produces the antibody, and that antibody is going to attack on that particular antigen, and then it will diminish, eliminate from our system. That is the first mechanism. Probably it will act on the, we can say, extracellular systems, because it's act on the extracellular systems. Then next would be a cell itself engaged to eliminate the pathogen. We have the different immune cell like lymphocyte, we have neutrophil, basophils, various cells are there. Probably these cells are directly on these pathogens, and that will get eliminated from our systems. We have dendritic cell, we have macrophages, all these systems are there. We call as immune cells. So there are two way how our immune system getting launched after the attack of this any pathogens. So that is the we call as nothing but the antibody production, where it attack on the extracellular antigens. It will attack on the extracellular. That is we call as normally circulatory antigens. The antigen that will circulate in our body system, that probably this antibody is going to be attacked. So another way that immune system, just now I talked about that. So attack on the intracellular antigens. Whenever the we can say the antigens goes inside the cell, then the cell mediated immunity going to be we can say initiated, and that we probably call as a cell mediated immunity. Whenever the antibody is going to form, that immunity we call as humoral immunity, while the immune cell is generated, that immunity we call as nothing but a cell mediated immunity, because it eliminates the, we can say, the antigen inside the cell, where the T cell is going to be involved. While in case of humoral immunity, a beta cell is going to be involved. The beta cell play major role in case of antibody mediated immunity, that is also called as humoral immunity. So let's take the example of this. Okay, so we have this humoral immunity. Let's talk about that. I'll take it off that. So humoral immunity is antibody mediated. Since antibody is going to be involved, we all understood we have the five types of antibody, that is gamete, IgG, IgM, IgA, IgE, and IgD, which is called as glycoproteins, which is going to be released after the triggering of these antigens on the cells, mostly the beta cell, we all know. From beta cell, we'll be getting that antibody. It is control extracellular pathogens, while in case of cellular immunity, it is cell mediated, because since it is controlled by intracellular pathogens, whenever the antigen goes inside the cell, then and only this cell mediated immunity is going to be initiated. So how let us first understand humoral immunity. Let me take the pen. Okay, yeah. So this is, we can say, the beta cell, which play major role in humoral immunity. So whenever this attack of these antigens, what happens, or the beta cell produce this antigen presenting cell, we can see over here, it will stimulate, beta cell gets stimulated, and because of that, what happens, this produce these plasma cells. So this plasma cell, we call it antibody producing cell, and that produce the antibody, and that antibody eliminate that antigens and from the system, and this is the way how we will get the protections. So this is the process, a mechanism how the humoral immunity is going to be, we can say, act. So another way, if we talked about the cellular immunity, where it is cell mediated and control intracellular pathogens, where T cell play major role. We all know the T cell is produced from lymphocytes that mature in the thymus gland and are responsible for cell mediated immunity, that is commonly as CMI. This CMI is responsible for directly destroying the body cell that are infected with the viruses, yeah, any other pathogen, we can say, have become cancerous, sometime for activating the other immune cell to produce more efficient microbe killer, because these T lymphocytes secrete a lymphokines. You, all of you know this. The T cell could be the helper. It could be the helper T cell. It produces these cytokines, and these cytokines are responsible for cytotoxicity. Thus, T cell are responsible for death of intracellular pathogen, that is we call as body cells that have been infected. So these are cytokines, and that will help the other beta cell to produce more amount of antibody against these the cells. That is we call as nothing but it will inspire. It will T cell inspire beta cell to produce more amount of beta cells. Means both are interconnected, humoral and cellular immunity. Through cytokines, it is being connected. That is the we call as T cell play major role in that. So another process, if you see about this T cell, okay, how it further eliminate the cells, infected cells. Now we understood this immune cell mostly attack on intracellular antigens, and this cellular immunity is mediated from we can say T cell. We all know T cell is nothing but a lymphocytes. We all know we produce from lymphocyte that mature in the thymus gland. That's why it's called as T cell. And this T cell, it produces the antigen presenting sites. You can see over APC. These are the some cell, maybe macrophages, dendritic cells. So these cells have MSC, major histocompatibility, we can say proteins, which will express after the attack of any antigens on this particular T cell. And that is we referred as APC, antigen presenting, we can say, the cells. Sometimes it is called MSC, major histocompatibility, we can say proteins. So histocompatibility means histo means nothing but the cells, and C is nothing but a compatibility. It should be always compatible with that. So this is where we these particular antigens are located. You can see over here. And this APC is also called as APC, antigen presenting cells. And these cells, it will pass the message through cytokines to the we can say this beta cells to produce more amount of antibody, and through the macrophages, we all know, and the cell become cytotoxic. Cell become cytotoxic after infecting with this particular virus. Now the cell become, we can say, infected, and it produces the APC, we call as nothing but the antigen presenting cells. Then another way, it will activate the macrophages. We all know our lymphocyte contains different macrophages, dendritic cells and all, that destroy that infected cell directly. Another way is, the certain cells undergo cell apoptosis. That is a process we can see over in animations, how cell is going to be, undergoes apoptosis, means self die. That is the process, how this T cell is going to be meditate this kind of immunity. I hope you understood this. So this is the process, and this is we call it immunity and its different types. Probably this will discuss in next session. Thank you.